This is Manchester United versus Liverpool.
Oh, it's always a good one. Well, no, not necessarily always a good game.
It's always a massive
but it's always the
build-up.
one that maybe this part of it is the most exciting bit.
Yeah.
But this time around, it's so unpredictable because, you know, Liverpool get the win in midweek. They get the 3-2 victory against Atletico Madrid in Madrid. Manchester United come from 2-0 down to beat Atalanta 3-2. It feels as though the perception of both sides is very different at the moment. But what we've seen is they can both do it, but equally, they're both vulnerable. Anything could happen in this game.
Yeah, but I think Liverpool are quite... They're just purring along, and we know what they're doing. We know exactly what we're doing. The problem that you have with Man United is that we don't know what they're doing. We don't know what Man United is going to turn up.
But this game coming up means that we could see them at this level.
You could do, and yeah, but, you know, as a Man United fan, you'd like to be going in. If you're a Liverpool fan, you know how you're going in. You know what's happening. Mo Salah's playing well. They're playing their stuff. They're doing their... You know, it's what Liverpool do. Man United go in, they don't know who's going to be in the midfield. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going to happen. You're hoping that Man United will put in a performance like they did in the second half against Atalanta with Fred and McTominay. You know, there's a 2 in a 4-2-4 with, like, massive amount of space in between the defenders and the midfield. And I mean, the midfield and the forwards. And you're thinking, how are they supposed to, like, support them? How are they supposed to keep it going? And then you look at Liverpool, who are the opposite in respects of attacking a Man United side, that if they leave spaces like that, it's going to be really... I don't care what anyone says about how they can lift themselves. Against Liverpool, I just don't know if they're going to get that kind of opportunity again. Liverpool will be ruthless.
Yes, but having said that, we saw that, and again, the game in Europe is probably the best example of this. The fact Liverpool played with pretty much their first choice back four, Matip partnering Van Dijk, and then obviously the two fullbacks. But they still conceded 2 goals and didn't look defensively strong in that game.
Possibly the worst game I've seen Van Dijk play that. I think he got caught out. Griezmann, good movement. You know, they were defending the halfway line. They get long balls played over the top. And they were struggling, him and Matip. So, you know, Man United's threat is when a team come onto them. I think Liverpool will be coming onto them. They've shown that they can pull some difficult results out when they need to against Man City a couple of times last year. You know, when Ollie absolutely needs a result, he seems to find one. I don't know how, but it seems like
He's got unbelievable players.
The individuals turn up, you know, and none more so than the man who scored the winner in late on again last night, Ronaldo. You know, I think he will not leave him out again. You know, I think Ronaldo will play until he tells him he needs a rest. So he will play. You can't rule out him turning up in this big game. But I agree with Wrighty. I think that on the face of it, they're tailor-made for Liverpool. You know, I think Liverpool have too much attacking threat. I'm not sure Man United are too defensively solid at the moment. And certainly in the midfield area, there's gaping holes. You know, there's no cohesion there. When one goes to press, he goes in isolation. I'm just not sure they're going together. The principles of what Ollie's telling them, they're just not listening to, or they're not understanding. And at the moment, I just think, listen, the results-wise, yes, it was a great result last night, but if that was Liverpool last night, you know, forget Liverpool's result against Atletico Madrid, even though that was a decent result, I think that flattered them a little bit, even when they go down to 10 men, Atletico. But I just think that Liverpool would have been out of sight last night.
Could have scored more. Atlanta made so many chances.
Out of sight.
Yes,
Liverpool would have been 3 or 4 up by half-time, and the game's gone then, not 2.
And I know, we should take this over longer term, but I just keep thinking about those 2 matches over a couple of nights in which Manchester United got quite a bit of joy down the left-hand side, which is where Liverpool were vulnerable against Atletico Madrid and looked as though they were getting between Trent Alexander-Arnold and Matip and using that space really. So I look at them and I think some of where the teams are strong is where the other teams are weak. There's almost like a parallel between the two.
Yeah, there is, but
I think parallel's the wrong word, but you understand what I'm trying to say.
I do understand what you're trying to say. I just can't get away from 2 very basic facts, was that United have kept 1 clean sheet in their last 20 matches. Wow. And that, to me, says that there is something from a coaching perspective fundamentally wrong with that team. You look at Liverpool, Salah, 12 games so far this season. overall, Liverpool 12 games this season, 9 wins, but Salah now 12 goals so far this season, can't stop scoring. Listen, yes, they played badly against Atletico, but Atletico are a superior team to this Manchester United. They're better coached. We know that their organisation ability at the back is superior to United's. They're freshened up front as well, with Griezmann coming back to the football club. Suarez wasn't even on the pitch when they were running riot in that final third against Manchester United. Can't see that United are going to have the ability to attack when they're going to have so much to defend against on Sunday. And that, for me, is the reason why I can see Liverpool starting fast, getting in their faces, pressuring that defence. No Varane, no organisation between the two. I remember speaking to Darren Bent, who's been on here before. He said to me, when you're a striker, what you're looking for is a conversation between the two centre-halves. You're looking for an understanding. If there isn't any cohesion, you know that you've got an opportunity to get in between them. I can see Firmino, Mane, Salah managing to take advantage of the lack of communication between the two centre-halves, or any of the back four, in the same way that you probably would. Yeah. So for my money, I cannot see anything. The only thing that I think could go wrong is that for Liverpool, from a Liverpool perspective, is if they show United too much respect. But if they don't do that, I think Liverpool will win this game convincingly.
The thing with it is we've been here with Ole and Man United, and when you look at the players that he's got at his disposal, you can see why all of a sudden they'll play like they do in the second half, because those players are primed.
Pogba and Cavani were on the pitch in the second half.
Which you find in a game like that, you can't understand why Pogba doesn't start, or why he doesn't play a team where it is going to be
maybe with an eye on Sunday.
Maybe with an eye, but at the same time, that was a big game for Man United.
Must win last night, wasn't it?
It's a massive game.
They can't afford to do that, and there's only so many times Ronaldo can dig them out of a hole. Yeah. Eventually, they're going to get to a point where their progress to the knockout stages is going to depend on getting a result. Can they really afford to give the opposition team a 2-goal start, a 1-goal start in a situation like that, or in a cup game where they've got to progress? You cannot keep doing that when you're a club the size of Man United. And Solskjaer can't really see that he has any truck with anybody who says, when I look at your team, they're a side dependent on moments. They're looking for a player to dig them out of a hole, and invariably it's Ronaldo, but your luck will run out eventually.
And yet, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's record, as you said, this has been going on for a while. People say Manchester United just can't continue like this. They can't. But he has a 55.2% win percentage. And yes, out of the 163 games, there are 170 goals against. But if you're scoring over 300, if you're scoring practically 2 goals a game, you're going to come out on top. And it compares really favourably to other managers who've come in since Sir Alex Ferguson.
It's a Teflon Don.
Yeah, but Kels, we are talking about Man United, and we're talking about the statistics and what he's done there, but we're still talking about what's their system. We're still talking about...
But if they're winning games...
But they're not winning trophies. That is the key.
That's what it will come down to.
We're judging him against Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. Let's put his record up against them and see where we are. Where's where we couldn't put trophies column in there. Wasn't worth putting it in because 0 trophies in 3 years. Any other manager apart from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, without winning a trophy at Manchester United, they get rid of him. I listen to people talking about he steadied the ship. He steadied what ship? A ship what Jose Mourinho left them 3 trophies. I don't think they're steadying a ship. I think they're a rudderless ship at the moment. I think that's what they are. They've got world-class players. They've given him Varane. They've given him Sancho. They've given him the king. They've all back there now. Now he has to win. Unless he wins this year, surely they're going to call time on his time there. We're not seeing any progress. It's not about formations. It's not about 1 pivot in midfield or 2 pivots in midfield. It's about the principles of what he's coaching them on the training pitch. Or Kieran McKenna, or Mike Phelan, whoever's taking the session, Michael Carrick. They're not picking up the information. They look like they're going in fits and starts. No cohesion. They're not a team. They're a group of individuals, and when you're going to win football matches because you've got world-class stars. But can you win trophies? No, not unless you glue them together.
But they don't need to as you said, they will by the end of the season. This weekend, all they need to do is beat Liverpool. So looking ahead to this game, you look at the matchup between the two squads, between the two starting 11s, who comes out on top? Who would you say has the stronger squad? Take aside performances, look at the talent. But certainly Man United is more expensive.
Yeah, are we putting the managers in the squad? We have to.
Well,
we have to.
Okay,
because they're the one who are driving the bus.
Yeah.
For me,
at the wheel, they're the ones at the wheel.
Because of Jurgen Klopp, I have to say Liverpool. I think Jurgen Klopp managing Man United, they win the game.
It was just based on the amount of talent, because the next question was going to be who's getting the most out of their squad compared to Klopp and Solskjaer, and just a sort of bare analysis of the players, where the balance of talent is.
Yeah, but you look at Man United.
Because you look at Pogba and Ronaldo.
That's what I'm saying.
And Sancho.
Yeah.
Harry Maguire, one of the most expensive defenders in the world as well.
Amazing, and we can see the fact that Man United can all of a sudden, they'll just wipe the floor with you because of the players they've got. Yeah. You look at Liverpool's team, and they are a team with great individuals as well. But you look at Man United's, and Tim said it there, with Klopp at the Man United helm, you do feel that they're probably doing better. But how they're playing right now, you probably kind of go for Liverpool simply because they just feel like we know what you're going to get. Mo Salah might score because he's been scoring. They're going to be solid. Mane's going to do what he does. You're hoping, Man United, in the end, that maybe Ronaldo scores the winner, because you don't know, like us sitting here right now, we don't know how they're going to set up and that, but we know one thing can happen at Man United, is that if it's coming to the death, Ronaldo can score a winner. It
is such an intriguing game. It always is, Manchester United against Liverpool, and sometimes the performances haven't quite reached the heights of the hype in the past. But I think this one, you've got some of the best players in the world on show. It's at Old Trafford. It's back in front of fans. This could be huge. Enjoy it this weekend. Thank you very much to Darren and to Tim for joining us. Same time next week?
Yeah, Kels, I can't wait.
You're not good pretending, and you're not just going to show up next week.
No, I'm going to be here.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.